This week in HOLLYWOKE, it's award season again. And do we care? Not really. Not really at all. The first big one happened last weekend. We have the Golden Globes. I know a lot of you guys don't give a crap. We don't either. However, what is important is the wokeness of Hollywood and how that's been very apparent over this last decade, particularly since the Me Too movement. Every year, what was allowed, what was not allowed, the things you were allowed to pretend to be mad at or kind of posturize, whether it was De Niro with the fuck Trump stuff or whatever the thing was. One thing that was not allowed. And by the way, it was also the DEI that we've had a massive problem with DEI, messing up storytelling, messing up productions, messing up voices that aren't authentic anymore because you have to check all these boxes. So you guys know how that goes. We also have AI. AI is a major problem. Everybody's suffering from this. And I think all of those things coming together in a time where I do think that the tide is changing. So the tide is changing here in Hollywood. It's the beginning of 2026. This is officially the first award weekend with the Golden Globes. Nikki Glaser, you guys might not have heard of her. Who cares? Comedy Central comedian, whatever. Every once in a while, you get a comedian that calls it as it is, whether it's a Ricky Gervais or every once in a while. I mean, you guys know Dave Chappelle. He's been pretty big on calling things out. We always reference, George Carlin. He's always a great reference for us as far as calling out the two-party duopoly. So these are the reasons why it's important once in a while to tune in. So Nikki Glaser, is she up on that level? Time will tell. But she did manage to get a few little jabs in at the right spots over this weekend to start off as the host of the Golden Globes. Here are two important back-to-back moments right here that were at the top of the show. Very important because I wouldn't have guessed that you could get away with this during in the last few years. But I think the tide might be changing. Check it out. Let's see what you guys think. But here's Nikki Glaser calling out Epstein and CBS. Very cool. Here we go.
Believe the amount of star power we have in this room tonight. It's insane. There's so many A-listers. And by A-listers, I do mean people who are on A-list that has been heavily redacted. But yes.
It took them a little while, but they got it. And again, this tide is turning here. And maybe it has to do with the fact that a lot of people in that room might think that Epstein is a unique Trump problem. But what she did here is she made it an everybody problem. That's the change here. Generally, it would be like a De Niro F Trump situation. When you put De Niro up there, he wouldn't know how to connect the dots. What she's doing, she's seeing everybody in this room is guilty. That's what she's saying. A lot of people on this A list, and when she says A list, she means list that's been redacted. So it goes beyond Trump, and that's very important. And seeing that tide change, I don't think they were expecting that, but there's more. Oh my God, the Bill Maher cut. Genius to get Bill Maher in that shot. Genius. I love it. Just cutting to him, oddly, looking very odd and uncomfortable for that brief moment. But there's more.
And the Golden Globe for Best Editing goes to the Justice Department. Yes, congratulations.
Okay, there's her little. She gave a little, gave him a little nugget. So anyone who wants to have their Trump derangement syndrome, they can have it and say, "Oh, it was uniquely this Justice Department, not the previous 4 years with Biden, who also had nothing to do, didn't want to do anything with Epstein." But again, her joke up front is important, saying that people in this room are tied to that. That's the point. And that's what we know about HOLLYWOKE, that there's a definite connection with Epstein. We know for a fact. Absolutely. Okay. And there's more. We're going to get in. She's going to move over into calling out the actual studios for primarily CBS. It's good, guys. You haven't seen it. This is a good one.
And the award for most editing goes to CBS News. Yes. CBS News, America's newest place to see BS News.
There it is. And they can cut to anybody laughing, smiling, whether they get the joke or not. But that's definitely calling out the Zionist takeover on CBS. That's what we're talking about. We're not just talking about incompetent new staff that can't get the ratings. She's talking about the top editing award. She's talking about fake news. That's what she's talking about. The fake news. This is something that you had been accused of being a Trumper a few years back, and you couldn't get away with this in this room. You couldn't be saying fake news jokes in regards to, especially a network that generally hasn't had a history of doing of being aligned with something where you would call it out. CBS was supposed to be on the side of we have to stop Trump. That's how it used to be, right? On the side of CNN, and when people believed in sides. But we're in a new time where it's not about sides anymore. It's about calling out the BS as you see it. So I liked what she did there. And in reference to CBS, this is what she was referring to. If you guys know. And Sean King did a whole thing on this, that the editor-in-chief of a large Israeli newspaper, and they love to say the truth out loud in Israel. All you got to do, if you guys want anything in Hebrew, they always tell the truth in Hebrew, always. And their newspaper says that Barry Wise and CBS are doing more for Israel than most of us in Israel. And that's a reflection on the power of the media, the power of a studio like CBS. That's what this editor-in-chief is saying to the people in Israel. That's how much of a impact it makes to own a news company. And so to call that out in Hollywood is kind of a big deal. So very cool of her for doing that. Now, of course, Barry Wise isn't the greatest manager of the studio. She doesn't know how to she doesn't know talent when she doesn't know if it hits her on the face. She happened to think this idiot, Tony, you can't even pronounce his name, Dokupil. She happened to think he was a great vibe for the evening news. Apparently not. People stopped watching right away. A drop of 11%, almost 1/5 of the viewership they lost on the evening news. And you guys know CBS Evening News used to be a staple of actual news when the Walter Cronkite days. So those days are long gone. So CBS Evening News, this idiot lost them their ratings about 1/5 in just 4 days. That actually happened. So when we talk about the climate changing in this room, it certainly is. There's things that were not allowed to happen before, and they're happening now. And I think actors are starting to care less about consequences. They're starting to care less about consequences. Maybe it has to do with that AI is taking over more, and that we're all going down with the ship anyways. So if you're on a sinking Titanic, let's make an analogy. Let's figure this out. I'm very curious about this, because we won't be doing this segment forever. We won't be doing this series of This Week in Hollywood. If Hollywood goes up in flames, then it's over. Game's over. So we'll move on to other stuff. But right now, it does feel like the analogy is we are on a sinking Titanic, and this is the moment of realization when you realize that there's no coming off of this. So is that in the regards to AI taking everyone's job? So it doesn't matter who put up enough Israel flags to get a job. It doesn't matter. The next Gal Gadot there's not going to be another Gal Gadot. We might be at the end of it. She got handpicked right out of the IDF, career overnight. 10 years later, she's got a star on Hollywood Boulevard. She's the worst actress we've seen ever. You guys know Gal Gadot and her history of bad acting. Can't even understand when she talks. Nobody cares because she did everything right, represented Israel. It seems that doesn't matter if everyone's going down now. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to fake it anymore. You can be like Javier Bardem, who is officially now on the blacklist of Paramount. You see him on like with the fist. This is for Palestine, free Palestine. He's got the gear on, and he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't. That he got blacklisted. Why would you get blacklisted by Paramount? Because Paramount's owned by Larry Ellison, and he literally has a blacklist of actors who are speaking out. And I'm sure Nikki Glaser might be next on that list just for telling that joke about his pride and joy, CBS and Paramount, which is what she just joked about at this awards. Javier Bardem, Academy Award winner, doesn't care. He doesn't care. So this is good. The tides are changing. We're not quite there yet. There's guys that we really want to just get it right, and they fall a little short. I'm talking about someone we're kind of tight with. It's Mark Ruffalo. He's so close, man. He was at the Golden Globes, and he's so close to the wake up moment, the moment where you realize that both parties are 100% captured, and it's the same mechanism that plays us both. But he's still stuck in a little Trump derangement syndrome. But I am happy at least that he's saying that the awards aren't really they don't really mean much. And he's saying this because there's other things going on in the world that are just more important right now. And that takes a little courage to do that. So let's hear Mark Ruffalo on the red carpet, or between, I don't know if it's before or after the event with Nikki Glaser, but yeah, he had something to say. He's so close. He's so close.
What's the pin?
This is for Renee Nicole Good, who was murdered. We have a vice president who's lying about what's happening. We have we're in the middle of a war with Venezuela that we illegally invaded. He's telling the world that international law doesn't matter to him. The only thing that matters to him is his own morality. But the guy is a convicted felon.
Oh, we just lost it. Dude, you were doing so good. You were doing so good. The felons, that was all distraction. That's not real. But you hit that. You started out so good. Don't please get out. Please, man. We need you to call out the whole thing, man. Come on. Don't get stuck on Trump is uniquely evil, and we need to get things back the way they were. Please, man.
Convicted rapist. He's a pedophile. He's the worst human being in the world. If we're relying on this guy's morality for the most powerful country in the world, then we're all in a lot of trouble. So this is for her. This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today. Yeah. I know I'm one of them. I love this country. And what I'm seeing here happening is not America. It's not.
But it is America. That's the problem, Mark. It is. It's been America the whole time. It's just so loud and in our face that we can see it close up now. And we're holding this mic. The one thing we can give Trump credit for is he's holding a loudspeaker to the amplifier, right, where you amplify the noise, or he's giving us all magnifying glasses and saying, put this up to your eye so you can see everything and you can be amplified in your ear at the same time. That's what's happening. So he's so close, but that would be, how key would that be if he could connect that at the end here?
Mark, why do you feel that this platform is still useful to spread a message like this?
Listen, I want to pretend like this is, I want to be here to celebrate, and I am here to celebrate, and I'm proud to have a Golden Globe nomination. But also, this is not normal anymore. And so I don't know how I could be quiet. And I'm feeling a little sick, so it's hard to BS right now. So.
Well, he's certainly not BSing. I'll give him that. He did not get in. He's not like coming up with a thing to look good, or he doesn't care. So that's what he does have in common with Javier Bardem. He doesn't care. And he's saying, I'm not trying to use my platform to be political. He's saying, I don't really care about this award. I don't care about this event. I don't even want to be here right now. That's what he's saying. And I believe him. He's so close connecting it all. He might get there one day, but like, this is so again, the tide is turning. We're not quite there yet. We're close, but will we get there? That's really a question. Will we actually get there? I don't know, because I'm seeing this again. I think it's AI. That's the Titanic that we're on. That's the analogy. The Titanic is sinking. AI is going to take everyone's job. There will be no more Mark Ruffalo. There will only be Hulk. Do you see what I'm saying? There will only be Hulk. You don't. Oh, we'll still bring Mark Ruffalo in to do the Bruce Banner bit between Hulk. No, Bruce Banner will also be Hulk. You guys understand this, right? There's only going to be Hulk. That's all there's going to be. So this is the sinking Titanic. And I think that we should end this HOLLYWOKE. Again, there's a lot can happen this year. Who knows what's going to happen throughout this year, but we're in award season. There's more to come. Hopefully more celebrities will say, I don't give an F, and I will come out. I don't care if I don't get another job. I'm going to speak out. That'll be awesome. And we will cover it if it happens. But the AI thing, make no mistake, this is the ticking time bomb. This is the ticking time bomb. We're not prepared for how quickly production pipelines are going to change with AI. Some of the latest video models have immediate implications for Hollywood. Endless character swaps at a negligible cost. So I'm going to play for you guys this little video that I don't know who made it. I don't know if Justine Moore made it, but she found it. Maybe the Twitter account is embedded in it. She's saying it down here. It's Eder Xavier 3D from Instagram. So she snagged it from Instagram. And what he's using, it's called Kling Motion Control. And just watching this video, you guys will start to understand why none of this isn't going to matter anymore. Whether you're Mark Ruffalo, whether you're Millie Bobby Brown coming up on Netflix, Stranger Things, season 5, all these people that were not known 5, 6, 7 years ago are now household names. Might be the last of their kind. They might be the last of their kind. It's over. It's over. Watch this and then tell me that you still think there's going to be a new wave of Millie Bobby Browns in the next Netflix generation, or do you think it's over? I think it's over. Check this out. Want to see that again? Were you guys fooled? Did you think that was Millie at first, and then you realize the guy in the box at the bottom is doing all this from his effing living room? Are you getting this? One more time, and I'm gonna have to edit the sound out on YouTube. They're not gonna like the theme song, but you guys on Rumble can hear the theme song. That's fine. That's it. And there's a hand wave from what's his name? David, whatever the hell his name. He's in an Avengers movie now. Whatever. Who cares? Again, it's all going to be Hulks from here on out. That's all you're going to get is Hulks. So, Nikki Glaser, she's not a Dave Chappelle. She's not certainly no George Carlin. But she might be all we have right now in these final waning years of as the Titanic ship goes down. Let's see if there's any more people like Nikki Glaser giving us something to call out as the ship sinks. And that is this week in Hollywoke.